Well, the courtroom is dark today in the Donald Trump hush money trial, but that did not stop the former president from ripping into the jury selection process and slamming Manhattan Criminal Court for being one of the worst venues in the country. Joining us now is attorney Jason Goldman with his thoughts on what we've seen so far. Thank you so much for joining us.
Thanks for having me.
So Trump's defense and prosecutors have used 6 out of the 10 so-called strikes so far. Trump was complaining to the reporters late Tuesday saying that he thinks that the trial is moving, the jury selection is moving fast. So what are your thoughts on that?
It's moving fast. A lot of us are surprised with how fast it's moving. But the bottom line is that each side gets 10 of these strikes that they can use for any reason whatsoever. And when you run through those very quickly, the jury can be picked very quickly. So that's kind of what we've seen on day 1 and 2 so far.
When you're saying it's moving very fast, are you maybe worried about there being stealth jurors who hide their bias to pretend like they're impartial?
Look, that's something to look out for in a case like this. I'm not a big believer in conspiracies during jury selection, but this is the kind of case where individuals are trying to get on that might have another agenda. And the way it works really is that they need to say that they're fair and impartial. And if they don't, a lawyer can get them off without using one of those 10 strikes. You have an unlimited amount if the person says they're not fair. If 90 people say they can't be fair, you can get rid of all of them without using any of those 10. The problem is that the judge can interject, and after the lawyer says, so you can't be fair, the judge can say, well, would you listen to me if I instructed you and I said, just be fair in this case? They all listen to the judge and say, you know what, yeah, I can do it. After that, you're stuck with 10 strikes each as a lawyer, and you can run through them very quickly.
Interesting. So let's talk about the different backgrounds so far of the jury, because it's very diverse, and we've got 5 have college degree or higher education, 2 are lawyers, 1 is a nurse, another a grandfather born in Puerto Rico. What do you think so far of the selection?
It's interesting, and as lawyers, we're told, for the most part, not to have lawyers, not to have white-collar individuals, not to have accountants. They're very analytical, and defense lawyers want to pull a fast one on a lot of these jurors. I think this is the opposite. I think that this is a very analytical, legal defense for what it's worth, and I think that his attorneys, they almost want smart jurors. They want clear-eyed, conscious jurors that can set aside their biases. And you would think that a lawyer, for one, but an accountant and a couple other more educated jurors will not be the ones that are lying during jury selection. And they say they can be fair. They're probably the ones that are telling the truth. So I'm actually not surprised that they're kind of playing this angle and saying, look, put my client aside, think of him as John Smith, and just view this with a very clear, analytical, conscious. I think that that's what they're going for here.
In terms of protecting jurors' anonymity, how is this even possible? It's 2024. We know who's going to end up becoming a juror.
We do. I mean, look, during the process, they're not trying to identify them by name, but apparently people are giving some information about their background. It's ultimately, you know, look, anyone that serves on this jury, quite frankly, is probably going to tell their story afterwards. Some of them might try to tell things during jury service, which is going to get them into hot water. You're right, Bianca. They can only try so much in 2024. The jury's not sequestered. They're not hidden at the end of the day. I know that his lawyers were able to go into social media accounts already and kind of look into the background, and that's common and that's allowed. And we do that all the time as jurors. Sometimes at lunch, we're punching in the names and we're looking up their Facebook account. So that's perfectly within bounds on this.
All right, day 2 has been done so far, so we'll bring you back as we continue on. Thanks so much.
We're in for a long ride, so we'll see what happens.
If we're in for a long ride, then Jason's going to be back. All right, we'll make that easy. Thanks so much.
Thank you. Thanks for having me.